to my channel. Today we are going to be doing some painting. I've been working on a whole series of MS Paint box paintings. There was 2 other ones and I'm working on 2 more, but the other 2 sold already and they're gone. But anyways, we're gonna be working on that series right now. So I thought, well, I did that, I would go ahead and talk to you guys. My hair is a little messy. That's okay though. So I guess let's just get to some chit-chatting. I want to talk to you guys, but I also I want to just talk about some random stuff at the beginning. And also I asked you guys some questions over on my art page on Instagram, so I'm going to be answering those as well. Yeah, so lately I haven't uploaded for a little bit just because I've been taking some time to step back and reevaluate my current lifestyle right now, and I feel like I keep switching directions career-wise, and I kind of stopped. Sorry, this is randomly getting deep, but it'll make sense. But I took a step back to really reevaluate what I want to do, what is my dream? What is my dream job, right? And then I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and I'm I don't have a dream job really. I don't dream of working. I feel to be productive, you need a definite end goal and aim, obviously, and I'm trying to have productive days, but I've just been trying to figure out what my dream, I guess, way of making money is. And for me, I guess the answer to that would be just being creative. I just want to be creative. What is my dream? My dream is to be creative. And so that's what I've been doing. That's why I haven't really been uploading as much. I've been very much so focusing on painting and creating, and I make my money through a lot of creative things, and that is my dream, I guess. I don't have a specific dream job. I feel we've been conditioned to have dream jobs. I don't have one of those, okay? So I guess if I had to pick a dream job, it would be just being an artist, and I'm doing that. That is what I have gathered from me stepping back and evaluating my current situation. So with that realization, I've been creating a lot more and allowing it to take priority over other things, even if I'm not making as much money, because I'm not gonna let money dictate the way I live my life at all. But as soon as I stepped into doing what made my heart the happiest, I started making a pretty good amount of money. I don't know, y'all. I think following my heart is what I really need to do right now in my life, and my heart is saying to do a lot of artwork. And so I think that a lot of the content on this channel is gonna turn into more artsy type content. Just a forewarning. I know I do quite a mixture of things. Sometimes I'll do fashion content, sometimes I'll vlog, but I really think that the thing that makes me the happiest is painting. And it's important to follow what your heart wants to do. So yeah, I guess expect a lot more artsy type content from me coming up here, because I'm just gonna be doing, that's all I've been doing, running my art business and painting, and it's been working pretty well. So let me know what kind of artsy type videos you guys would want to see from me, because I definitely want to start making my channel more of an art-based channel. I might still vlog my life here and then, because it's still just my YouTube channel, but I definitely think it's time for me to make that switch into making some more artsy type content. Yeah, sorry, that was kind of a rant, but that's where my head's been at, and that's why I haven't really been uploading as much. I'm planning on uploading a lot more. I've just been taking some time to really evaluate and putting my energy where I think it needs to be right now. I don't know how well you guys can see this. This is what I'm working on. Pretty trippy. Maybe I should move the camera closer. It's probably way better. I look crazy anyways, but you know what? I don't care. Oh, I should talk about that. I've really kind of stopped wearing makeup as much. I haven't really worn makeup in about, I would say I wore makeup on my birthday, which was a few weeks ago. But even before that, I haven't really been wearing makeup. And it's super interesting because I started to identify my face with being the face that had the makeup on, and not the face that I have naturally, which is like super interesting because it's not my face, you know, it's like an altered version of my actual face. So I made the choice to like stop wearing makeup for a bit. It's just been super interesting. Like, obviously I know what my face looks like, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you get up every day and when you're throwing on a face and makeup, like, you don't feel like yourself till you're ready to go out the house. And like, I don't know, I stopped for a second and it has made me feel more confident naturally. And it's just something that I wasn't even really aware of, I guess, that I like was pretty heavily starting to identify with that face. And yeah, I don't know, that was just a random point, but that's another new recent thing of mine. As I've been kind of cutting out makeup, so that's been a little bit interesting and probably better for my skin because there's probably a lot of chemicals in there that I don't need on my body. I keep getting lost in this, so I'm gonna do a time lapse for a little bit just because I want to just paint for a second without talking. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and answer some questions from you guys over on my Instagram. I got a few questions from you guys. The first one is, how did you start your art business? I'm trying to, but I don't know how. I actually did a whole video on that if you guys are interested, but I have some tips for starting an art business. So first things first, obviously you have to make the art that you are going to sell, and you need to figure out if you're gonna want to sell like prints or like what type of thing do you want to sell. Do you want to have a physical shop where you mail out prints or your artwork, or do you want to sell printable things like bookmarks or postcards or stuff like that? So I guess first things first would be to figure out what type of store do you have. I personally have a physical, like I mail out prints and different products and stuff, so I guess that would be your first step in starting a store, and then go from there. There's so many different platforms that you can use to sell your artwork, like Etsy is a very big obvious one. There's also stuff that's like print on demand, like Redbubble. Like if you upload stuff to Redbubble and people order it, Redbubble will just print it and ship it for you. So there's options like that as well. I personally have just a Shopify store, so I run my own Shopify, so that's definitely an option too. I just like the freedom that Shopify gives me, but a downside to Shopify versus something like Etsy is you have to have an audience and you have to drive your own audience to your website. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but first things first, sorry I'm kind of rambling, but first things first I would say is to figure out what type of store you want to have, and also work on your art and try to develop your own sort of style. That way all your products seem like cohesive and people know what they're gonna get when they're going to your store. When you figure out what type of products you want to make some art towards those products. Like say you're gonna do a first shop launch and you're gonna launch 5 prints and 5 originals or whatever. Plan out the amount of art you need to make and make yourself an inventory for your first launch. The best way to start your art business is just to start. I do have a video where I go more in depth on how to do it, so I'm gonna link that up in the iCard. Hopefully that could lead you in the right direction, but there's also tons of other videos on YouTube that are probably more in depth than mine. I made mine quite a while ago, so I should actually probably remake that video. So I feel like I have a little bit more knowledge now on how to start and like run an art business, so maybe that's something I will remake soon. But just start it, just figure out what you want to sell, make some art for it, and set up your storefront. Just figure out what type of storefront you want. There's tons of them out there. There's probably videos on it out there as well, so it's not that hard to set up. You just have to figure out what you want to do, and I cannot answer that for you personally because it's your store and your journey. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. The next question is, how did you get into your sort of style of art? Art style, I guess my art style definitely, like you can tell I have a style now, which is awesome. That's something I really worked hard to get to. I feel like it just develops over time though, naturally. Like your art style will come to you, it's just the way that you sort of start to do things. I guess it I got to my style by just painting things that I love, and my hand also just paints a specific way. Your hand will start to paint in its own very unique, specific way. It's just lots of hours of practice and painting, and it naturally develops over time. So yeah, I think it's just something that kind of just came to me, my art style, as with every artist. Like, I think it just comes to you. It just comes to you as you create. The more you create, I feel like you will just naturally develop a style without even trying, because it just happens as you're making art, you know? Hopefully that answers your question a little bit. How I got to my specific style was just lots and lots of practice and lots of painting, and it just developed. So next question is how to grow on social media. I'm assuming you're talking about art social media, or I'm not sure, because that's such a wide question. I'm just gonna narrow that down to art social media because every platform is different. Or the one thing that is the same across all platforms, the one thing that is the same across all platforms in terms of growth is consistency. You have to be consistent posting on any platform. Since this was on my art page, I'm assuming you're talking about like growing an art following, an art page. So I post my art in 2 places, and that is Instagram and TikTok. I know a lot of artists use Twitter. I actually made a Twitter and I'm starting to use it a little bit, but I'm just kind of dabbling. I don't really use Twitter ever at all. I never really have. So I do have a Twitter, but it's not my cup of tea really as of right now. I pretty much just use TikTok and Instagram for my artwork. The best way to grow is literally just being consistent, and then consistent as in like your posting schedule, posting at the same time, but as well as the content that you're posting, make it consistent, because people want to know what type of content they are going to get when they come from you. Like, they follow you for your art, like they are following you for your specific artwork. So be consistent also with the type of artwork that you're posting. Try to develop a style, because people will come back for your style of work. And I think also me developing a style and posting similar artwork has helped to grow me, because people know sort of what to expect from me on my social sites. I'm not saying don't get experimental, because you never know what could grow your page, but I've been posting pretty much every single day over my art page on my Instagram. I've gotten like 1,000 followers in the past like 3 days, which is insane, and it's just starting to snowball. I think I'm about to hit 6,000 followers, and I started this year off with 3.5k, and I didn't start posting consistently till about like a week and a half ago, like literally like a week and a half, and it has been growing me like crazy, which has been so cool. So I definitely can vouch for the consistency thing. Like, posting consistently is so important. TikTok too, just because of the algorithm, like it likes when you post consistently. I feel like when I stop posting on TikTok and I start again, my views drop so hard, just because my algorithm like dies a little bit every time I stop. I don't know if that's like factual or not. I don't quite study the TikTok algorithm enough to like speak on it properly, but just from my experience, you definitely have to post quite frequently. And I feel like for an art page, it's not that hard to be consistent on like a platform like Instagram, because you don't always have to be posting finished pieces. Like, as long as it's your style of thing, you can be posting sketches, you can be posting pages in your sketchbook, you can be posting work in progress shots. Like think about it, like this painting right here. I could take a picture of the sketch of it in my sketchbook and post that. I could post a progress shot of this. I can post this right now. I also, as I paint everything, I make a reel of it. So there's another piece of content that I'm making with this. And then also the final photo. That is 4 things right there just off of this one painting. And I work on multiple paintings at the same time, just because my brain gets really bored if I'm painting one thing for too long. That's just a me thing. I don't know if other people do that, but you can make so much content based off of just one thing. Being consistent with the art page on Instagram is not that complicated to do, and that is the best way to grow. And also just showing up and being genuine and showing love for your community, because they are the people that are supporting you, interacting with people, engaging with people, responding to comments. The algorithm likes that and your community likes that. And I love talking with art people on Instagram. It's just a lot of fun. Like, I have a sweet little community that's forming over there, so I definitely love that aspect of it. So yeah, just showing up, being active, and just putting your time and energy to it. That's like the best way to grow it, in my opinion. Tips for those who want to start painting, please. Okay. If you want to start painting, first you need to determine what type of paint you want to do. Obviously there's a lot of mediums: watercolor, oil, gouache, like there's tons of different stuff that you can do. So the first thing would be to determine what medium you want to paint with. I paint in acrylic. This is acrylic paint, if you guys are wondering or didn't know. I think for beginners, I would recommend trying gouache. I don't know if everyone would recommend that, but personally, I say gouache because gouache is sort of like watercolor, which is decently easy to do, and it's layerable. It's more opaque, so it's like less see-through than watercolor, so if you mess up, it's easier for you to cover stuff, but it's also just easy to work with as a medium. So I definitely recommend trying out gouache if you are a beginner. I don't know if other artists would recommend that. I guess really it is just pick your medium and try it, because you're not going to run the marathon without practicing, you know. You just need to pick whatever the thing is that you want to do and just practice it. Like, and also drawing too, like you need to practice your foundation skills as well, just being able to work with your hand. So I recommend getting a sketchbook and just drawing in it, and gouache you can use in a sketchbook. If I were starting from scratch, I feel like that's how I would teach myself, is just in a sketchbook, because it's not, a sketchbook shouldn't be high pressure. It's just an area, or it's just a spot for you to go and learn and practice new skills. It's okay if you mess up, like that's what it's there for. There's also so many videos online. You can follow so many different tutorials that will teach you about whatever specific medium you're trying to learn about. And that is actually the perfect question to segue into the sponsor of today's video, and that is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes and members over 150 countries who have come together to find inspiration and take the next step in their creative journey. I joined Skillshare because I wanted to learn about things that I was personally interested in, and they have such a wide variety of classes to choose from. They have classes on everything from animation to graphic design to drawing and painting, and just so many different classes, lifestyle classes, tons and tons of stuff. One of my biggest takeaways from joining Skillshare was learning about productivity, and I've actually implemented new things into my lifestyle because of Skillshare. Skillshare has quite literally changed my life. I have benefited so much in my art business as well from tips and tricks that I have learned off of Skillshare. I actually just took an awesome class on there by Andy J. Pizza. It was called Make Creativity Your Career: 6 Exercises to Create a Successful Side Project. That class helped me lay out and put into perspective where I really want to be with my art career in 5 years. Loved the new view on my work that it brought me. He broke down making a creative career into easy possible steps, so I definitely recommend checking that class out. But Skillshare is really cool because it is ad-free, so you don't get distracted while you are learning, and they are always adding new and fresh classes over there. The first 1,000 people to use the link below this video will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. This is a great opportunity to take advantage of. It's absolutely free for you guys to try out, and it's giving you access to beautiful knowledge and a fun little community. I definitely recommend trying Skillshare, and yeah, so thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the painting. There are so many resources out there on painting, and the best way to get into it and get better at it is by doing it. Definitely just figure out what type of medium you are interested in learning and go get like a cheap beginner set and just test it out, because also I don't believe that getting more expensive art supplies does not make you a better artist. If you're just starting out, just go get a cheap set just so you can learn and better your skills, and then you can upgrade later. And yeah, practice makes perfect. I don't think there's a such thing as perfect, but can you show your art progress and your favorite art pieces? I'll put some of my favorite art pieces on the screen. I don't know what you mean by art progress, like my art over the years? Is that the question you're asking? I'm not quite sure necessarily what you're trying to say, so yeah, but I will put my favorite pieces on the screen. I have quite a few of them that I like, so there's that. I'm actually in the process right now of making a new art studio in a bedroom in my house, and that video will be up pretty soon, hopefully. But in that room, I found a bunch of my childhood art, and I thought that would be such a fun video to make, showing off like some of the stuff that I made as a kid to now, like make them like my art through the ages type of thing. And I might do that. Let me know if you guys would even be interested in that, because it's just like super interesting. Like I have all my stuff from elementary all the way through middle school, all the way through high school to now, and it's super interesting to see the progression. And you can also like, and it's so funny, I found this painting that I did when I was like, oh my god, it was finger paint. Like I was a child, and it was of a mushroom, guys. It was of a mushroom. How wild. I have been painting mushrooms since I was a baby. Like literally, like I don't know, that just kind of blew my mind. Whoa, like that was like, whoa, like that is crazy. They probably have some sort of past life significance to me or something. Like I don't know why I love painting them so much. I just do, and I always have. Like even in my middle school sketchbooks, I should show you guys because it's pretty wild. But yeah, sorry, that was a complete side tangent. But yeah, those are some of my favorite pieces. How many of the paint box series are you doing? I love them. Here's one. This right behind here is a giant paint box. A giant one. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6, but like a lot of my art has paint boxes in them. Technically those aren't like part of this series, so I don't know how to answer that. I guess I don't really know how many I'm doing as of right now. I'm just having fun doing it. I am doing a big shop update on the 22nd this month, and that will only have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will only have these 5 like smaller paint box paintings in it, so I guess 5 for the launch, but I don't know if that's gonna be like the end of the series really. I'm having so much fun doing them, and I just love how they turn out, so I don't really know how to answer that question because I don't know the answer yet, because I am having too much fun with them, so and that is where my camera cut out, and I did not realize that I had been talking and filming for a while in painting. So that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this painting video. It was a lot of fun to do. I want to do more stuff like this. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to film it, because I don't know if that was like fun visually. It was more kind of like a talky type thing, so I'm still trying to figure out the whole art videos thing. But yeah, I'm excited to make more art content for you guys. Definitely think that's what this channel is going to start turning into, so yeah. But that was it for this video. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and I love you guys so much. I will see you all in the next one. Bye!